Your pal Gabriel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I had somebody from the Baraboo Grainery in Wisconsin accuse me of stealing, and I'm going to kind of go over, falsely accuse me of stealing, and I'm going to go over what went on. We usually, me and Brianna, the cameraman, go into the store probably once a week to get like snacks before we go to a guitar lesson I have weekly. And we went in, and one of the employees was following us around, and I went to another aisle once I noticed it, and she was like keeping a 1 to 2 foot distance from us, and I recorded asking her why she was following us. She just got really arrogant, said she thought we were taking things. I asked her if she had us on video. She said no. I asked her to call the police if we were stealing. She said, I think she said, nah, that's okay or all right. And then from there we got the manager's contact info, and I sent him an email. It was like 5 paragraphs long. I explained the entire situation. He called me. I think he called with the sole intent to insult and demean me. Because he starts with saying that he's trying to get my side and he's trying to be decent, and then he says that he's already read my email, so he knew my side of the story, and then he backs up this employee's behavior and conduct with and says, at first he says he has me on camera stealing, they've got a camera system, and I ask him again, I'm like, you have me on camera stealing? And he says, no, I haven't even checked the videos. So he's backing up this girl's story without even checking. He did no checking. I didn't steal anything from the store. I think what went on was totally asinine. I talked to my dad about it, and he said that, I kind of hyper-focused on being disabled, and I probably did. He's right. And instead of doing that, I think I should have, just focused on the fact that this shouldn't have happened to anybody. I think the owner is a total fucking nut job. I wouldn't shop at his store, and, I'm disabled, and this is what he did to me as a disabled person who shopped at the store, and I regularly gave this guy money, and instead of calling and apologizing, which would be the decent thing, he ostracized me further with a phone call. So I'm going to play those videos next. The first video is us in the store talking to the employee who was a pompous fucking asshole. And the second video is us calling the employee, and I only include that. It's like 5 seconds of it just to show her general demeanor when I called in to try and get a hold of the manager, because he tried to say she was crying over confronting us. Like, I don't know, like if you confront somebody and you end up crying over it, I think that's more your problem than the person you've confronted's problem. And I just wanted to show she was not crying. She was in no way upset. Both the manager and her maintained this like weird fucking passive-aggressive soy boy bullshitty tone the whole time. And then the final video is just the manager and the shit he did, me calling him an asshole because you are a fucking asshole. And, I want to close out before I play the videos with, don't harass these people. This video isn't meant to harm, intimidate, or cost anyone property damage or anything like that. Your memories of these events may differ than mine. This is a disclaimer so no one can sue me or get me charged with like crimes over this, because I've had shit like that go on in the past. And anyways, enjoy what the Baraboo Grainery did to me, and I will never patronize them again, and I hope I can persuade you to do the same. Thanks for watching.
Here, look at it. Oh, I'll ask her if there's something she needs in a second. Is there some reason you're following us around?
I'm not following you, just watching.
Watching
You
what?
want to get a couple of
I think that you guys have been coming in here sometimes and maybe taking some stuff.
I've never taken anything from here.
Okay.
Ever.
That's okay.
That's a pretty terrible accusation to make of someone who didn't do that.
I'm not saying anything in particular.
You just said.
Okay, I don't want to start.
Is there like a camera with us doing
we have,
that?
like, it's okay. We're good.
I mean, I'd rather you called the cops if you thought I did that, because I've never done that.
I'm just doing my job.
What's your name?
Sarah. I'm just
Sarah?
doing my job.
Is there a manager?
Nope. I mean, you guys can come in and talk to the manager if you want.
I'm
We literally
100%
buy
gonna.
stuff all the time.
Yeah, I buy something every time I come in because we take the free stuff and I feel kind of guilty about it.
No, take the free stuff.
Thanks for calling the Grainery. This is Sarah. How may I help you?
Is the manager in yet?
No, he's not.
Can you tell me when he will be?
I don't think he'll be back in until tomorrow now.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
John calling from the Grainery.
Yeah,
Bill?
yeah, hello?
Hi.
Hi, I've been trying to reach you since yesterday about an incident that happened at your store.
That's why I'm calling back.
Well, that's curt and not appreciated, but yeah, I've been trying to reach you about an incident at your store. I had an employee come up to me in front of like in a store full of customers and accused me of taking things, and I asked her if she had that on video, and she said no. And I asked her to call the police if she thought I had stolen things or was stealing, and she said no, that's fine. And she ostracized me for no reason. I've never stolen from your store. Every time I've ever gone in it, I bought something because I take a lot of the free items and I feel kind of guilty taking them. I sent you an email. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it this morning, yeah.
Well, you just didn't feel the need to respond.
I'm calling you right now.
You're kind of doing the same thing the customer did. You're doing like almost like a passive aggressive kind of mannerism.
Well, I'm trying to find out your version of the story. She has a version of the story also.
Okay, and is there camera footage that backs up her version of the story that I stole from your store?
Yeah. She didn't know that we do have cameras in place, yes.
And they showed that I stole from your store, which I've never done.
I haven't even looked at the cameras yet.
I'd like you to call
I'm trying to be reasonable about this. And
If you think I have stolen
your version of the story.
If you think I have stolen from your store, I want you to call the police and I'll come meet you at your store and we'll talk to the police about it. I've never stolen from your store, and I don't appreciate the insinuation. I'm a disabled customer and I was discriminated against. And if you don't remedy this situation, the next thing I'm going to do is file an ADA complaint and a DRT complaint, which will go to mediation and eventually end up in court. You'll find out pretty fast because you'll end up in mediation in court over it.
Okay.
You made my disabled roommate cry, and the fact that you didn't respond to the email and you don't seem apologetic at all that I was approached in a crowded store full of people and told that I was stealing from a store that I've never stolen from. I don't think I've ever stolen anything in my life. And I was ostracized by 3 people for stealing.
Gotta be a reason for her suspicion.
So you're...
And I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
And I'm going to be blatantly honest with you also. If you don't remedy the situation, I'm going to put the video...
I don't have any clue of who you are. If you would like to come in and show me the videos that you shot,
I'm going to put them on social media.
I'd be more than happy to look at that.
Instead of that, if you don't offer an apology and some kind of remedy, I'm going to put them on social media. I'll put them on YouTube, and I'll put your store name, and it'll be the first thing that comes up on Google when people search. And I'll show exactly what happened to me to everyone who comes into your store.
Okay.
And you're fine with that. You don't want to apologize for your customer coming up to 2 disabled customers and ostracizing them for something that never occurred. You made my disabled roommate...
Can I tell you part of my story too?
If you'd like to let me finish...
Disabled, 25% permanently partially disabled.
That doesn't mean you can't discriminate against disabled people. That's like saying because you're black, you can't discriminate against people who are black.
You don't discriminate against anyone.
I was discriminated against you.
You love everyone.
If you'd let me talk for a second, my disabled roommate cried over what your employee did. She's severely disabled and she cried about it.
My employee cried also.
Your employee cried? No, she didn't. She laughed. I recorded her laughing when I called in to speak with you.
There's several different kinds of laughing.
Listen,
Was it a nervous laugh?
Do you think it would should I, when I make the YouTube video that I'm going to put up, should I play this part where you tell me that there's 7 different kinds of laughing in response to you made a disabled girl cry?
You know, you're going to do whatever you want to do.
I'm going to leave a review and I'm going to file 2 complaints. I'll see you in court. I hope it was fun to ostracize somebody for something they didn't do. You can't profile people. It's illegal.
What kind of store do you think this is?
A really shitty and crappily run one where you ostracize disabled people and tell them they stole things. I buy something every time I come in your store. I actually kind of enjoyed...
Well, thank you very much for profiling my store in that way.
You think you're being witty and smart by parroting what I say, but you're not. It just makes you look like the asshole you are.
God bless you also.
Yeah.